Hands up here who actually tells their customers everything about their product. I mean everything, even the bugs. Hands up. I see no hands. Okay, right. And that's how it is, right? So I think it's difficult, and it's culturally it can be very difficult for companies to take an almost an open source view on their product or on their service, saying, hey, you know what? Historically, we've been selling this to you and just talking about the benefits for years, and now we're saying, well, you know what? Here are the benefits, but here are some known issues that we have. That takes a lot of balls to go out and do, and you can.
Has anybody done that?
I think
other than the game, I mean, I think it's easy for a gamer who's 23, who doesn't, you know, who's doing it for fun.
Actually, those guys can often be the most vocal. I find a lot of the technical companies out there tend to be pretty open about it. Salesforce, I found in the past, tend to be pretty open about issues they have. A lot of the hosting companies, by virtue of what they do.
What about traditional economy firms? I mean, I hate always talking about Coke. Let's not talk about Coke, but let's talk about, you know, somebody who's selling chocolate bars or, you know, kitchen roll or washing up liquid, or is this like completely alien to them? Because I think for 100 years they've told the customer what they want to hear.
Yeah, and I think it is alien, and I think at the same time, if you don't embrace it, your customers are going to embrace it for you, because they're going to come along and make enough noise about the problems or the issues that they have, that at some point you're either going to be forced to address it or forced to so obviously ignore it that you're really going to look a little bit silly. So I think there is this huge transition, and I think to what Kim was saying, that if you're going to, when you go into this space and you start thinking about how you're going to market using this channel, that you have dedicated people who can manage the communication strategies, who can manage your communities. One of the biggest mistakes I've made over the years is setting up these channels or initiatives, whatever it was in each case, and not having someone full-time on it. So everyone means well for the first week, the first 10 days, and then something else comes along and you get distracted. If you're engaged in practices, or you have elements in your product or your service which are genuinely a problem, or which really do fly in the face of enough people's moral compasses, there's really not much you can do about that. I mean, that's going to be there, and you can put it out there and people are going to scream at you, and you cannot put it out there and people are going to scream at you. I mean, that's not a marketing problem, that's a business problem, you know, that you need to look at. I don't think, I mean, you can't use, you can, if you open up what you're doing as much as you can and say to people, look, we're having issues here and here and here, but this is our overall picture and this is where we're going, and we're trying to get to this point, people will be reasonably supportive, you know. But if, you know, because it creates a much more collaborative sense, you know. But you can't use this. One of the things that you just can't do now, I mean, Damien said earlier, you know, gossip travels faster than anything else. You know, if there was some sort of Cisco product that could harness that speed, it'd be great, by the way. A gossip router. But bad news travels even faster. And there is very, very little that you can do about that. And we're entering into an era, we've already entered into an era where that information is going to get out. Yeah. So you need, if you have that element in your business, I would suggest you need to be looking at your business as a whole right now in terms of what you're going to do with those processes. You can't spin really with this stuff.